Yeah, let's rock and roll. We need to do dun 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 dun.
And we are live. What's going on, guys?
And tonight we're doing semi-simulcast because we're both watching the Astros game and doing Dirt Diamond Sports Talk. And it's almost Dirt Diamond after dark. Ryan, we lost you. So we're going to doing Dirt Diamond Sports Talk a little bit after dark. Tonight we're going to talk about the Astros and their series against the Blue Jays, where they really should have swept it, and certainly should have taken 2 out of 3. We're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk a little bit more about the trade deadline. What is Varsho doing in there? And we're going to talk a little bit about what the rest of the season has to show. It's an interesting schedule that comes on the rest of the year, because the Astros are in a good position against, say, Seattle. The Rangers, it's a wash, but it's a couple of different sets of challenges as we go towards September. The Astros, of course, have to get there. Ryan, my man,
good save.
I'm playing host tonight, so Jordan just got a single to make it 4-1 or 4-0. 4-0.
Right.
Let's see if they can hold on. Hey, have you ever been out to that San Diego stadium?
I have. I love.
Is it not the coolest? You know what's the coolest about that stadium?
That city, man.
Is how it's like everything's air kind of flow through. You've got for anyone who's not been there, it's like it's the supporting red iron that holds the whole stadium up, and there's really no permanent walls on the outside. And San Diego has such a breeze anyway that the breeze comes through the stadium. It's really cool. Mary and I were there a couple of years ago, and we were at the game when Altuve took off his shoe.
Oh, that was
we had like fifth row seats, and we could see he hit the ball off his foot, and the umpire didn't see it, and he started doing. I told her, I said, "Son of a gun, he's gonna take his shoe off, and he's gonna get tossed." It was nuts. Man. And then the Astros won the game. But there are, if you're looking for a stadium to go see the Astros play, or any team, whatever your favorite team is, Petco Park is far up, probably the farthest up the list of the modern stadiums. Now, I've not been to San Francisco's, the Giant Stadium.
I have.
Is Oracle pretty cool?
Yeah,
Which one do you like better?
I mean, McCovey's Cove and like that whole thing is pretty awesome, but to me, San Diego, just the city, is just so much better, and everything around Petco there, and all of the stuff that you can do and experience in San Diego, in my opinion, is just way better than San Francisco.
Yeah, last time I went to San Francisco was I was still working. I was working, and one of our suppliers was out there, and walking around San Francisco, it was really sad to see what it had turned into, because it has been for really such a cool place. But then you go down there, and the stories about stuff on the street and the people being it was at that point. It very much was there, and it was just sad to see. But going to the Astros, throwing some numbers out: 276, 362, 723 on the batting. They scored 12 runs, and there's the key to the series. They had 29 hits and they scored 12 runs. They also had 14. So they had 43 base runners and scored 12 runs. Without look, I didn't look to see if they had any hit by pitches, et cetera, et cetera. And there was probably a couple of guys that got on by an error, but the ERA was 289 with a 75.75 whip. Ryan, my man, you've got experience playing ball. How does that happen?
You know, it's just one of those weird things about baseball where you get 3 hits and the vibe just drops. I don't even know how that happens, especially with these guys. It seems to be. I mean, we've gone through this a couple of times this season where, he's 13 runners on base and they only score 3 runs or whatever the case may be, right? 22 guys left on base, 11 of which were runners in scoring position. You have to just accept it.
Yeah, it's just baseball, isn't it?
Well, it's just baseball. First part, I guess. The second part is it's frustrating for both the player and us as fans to watch these guys and go, man, you loaded the bases 3 innings out of the game and couldn't do anything with it with 1 out.
Yeah, the first game it was one that you think they should have won, but okay, they lost 3-1. That happens. The second game, the one that got me was the third game. That was a game that as a competitor, you say, man, we let one get off the hook.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that was just not. I don't know. Just when you go look at this series, this is a series that should have been won, if not swept.
Yeah. Yeah, and compare that with what's going on tonight. Jordan comes up, well, of course he comes up and you get a man on first and second, and Jordan whacks a ball to right field. All's good in Astro land.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at where they are right now, as far as the standings go, you've got a game and a half lead over the Rangers. Looks like the Rangers are about to close out the Orioles as 2-1. You've got 3 games over Seattle, and Seattle, I think, is down tonight. They're down 2-0 against Tampa at home. They lost 2 out of 3 to Detroit, and if they're playing Tampa, then they lose. Let's say they lose this series. I mean, what's going on with the Mariners?
It's just kind of the same thing that we've talked about with the Rangers. It just seems like their will was just broken. Like their spirit is just broken. They can't put anything together. I mean, they've lost 6 of their last 10. They're now in a negative run differential, 14. They're 22-26 now against teams over 500, which not too many teams are over 500, but they can't win on the road, Wally. They're 23-34 on the road.
Ugh, that's dreadful.
That's horrible.
I just hope it shows against us because, they're our kryptonite.
Ah, man.
Yeah, they're what? They've won 7 of 8 against us so far. We've got 5 games left. We've got 3. We've got 3 at home. I think we'll only beat them once. And we've got 3 at home. We've got 2 of the last 5 on the road in Seattle. Hopefully, it won't matter by then. When you look at where the Astros are, the Astros have to play well and have to get a pretty against Seattle. And of course, we've still got the Rangers to think about. And the Rangers are right on the Astros tail, but the Mariners have such a favorable schedule in September. It's the A's for 3, Rangers for 3. That's at home. At the A's, for 3, at the Angels for 3, at the Rockies for 3. That might be the easiest 3-game road trip you can possibly have.
Yeah.
You've got at the home for the Astros for 2 and the home for the Angels with 3. All of those, the Rangers are, let's call them 500, but everybody else is dreadfully below 500. Now,
Yeah.
the Astros, if they can go 23-23, the Mariners have to go 26-20 to pass us up. So, you know, they haven't done it yet. There's nothing to say they will, but they haven't done it.
Yep. I think it's going to be a matter of winning these. Just like we've said, you have to win series. You have to win series.
Yep.
And the Astros have winnable series ahead of them.
Yeah, they do.
Here in San Diego, going to San Francisco, an off day, 3 against the hurting Mariners, and then Angels and Athletics before you go to New York. I mean, these next 2 weeks that, they've got to take advantage of this and play really well because, like you said, the Rangers schedule is not hard and Seattle's schedule is not hard.
Yeah. The thing with us is with the Astros, you hope you can get 2 out of 3 and the Mariner or the San Diego just scored first and third one out. You've got at San Diego, hopefully you can get 2 out of 3. If not, don't get swept. They just got out of it. The nice play by Walker to first base, stepping on first, throwing to shortstop and catching the runner on a fourth. So it's a nice play. So they got out of it with 1 run, and Blanco's still living. He's living dangerous, but he's living like Arrighetti did, but he's still hanging in there.
Yeah.
It's too bad Arrighetti got hurt. They go to San Francisco. You figure you got to win at least 2 of those. So you're hoping on this road trip you go 3-3. Then they get a 9-game homestand with all teams in the West. You've got to clean up against this one. You've got Seattle coming in for 3. You've got to win that series, and you've got to, I'd say 5 out of 6, 4 out of 6. I mean, if you can go 6-3 on that homestand, you put yourself in pretty good shape.
Well, and I think that's when you're. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at this schedule here. Yankees, Mets, White Sox to wrap out August. And then into September. Yeah, see, the Astros don't have a hard schedule ahead of them the whole rest of the season. White Sox, D-backs, Phillies, Rays, Kansas City, Braves, Mariners, A's.
Yeah, you go into September, though. You've got the only team with a losing record that the Astros play. They got 2 teams with a losing record in September. One is actually all the way out. You've got San Francisco has a losing record. Los Angeles and the A's have a losing record. Well, the Mets are terrible. When you get into August, it's favorable. You get into September, the only teams you got with a losing record, Kansas City and the A's. That's going to be tough, man. They got to. Hopefully, they'll you beat the team. It comes back to the same thing, doesn't it? Beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Yep, 100%.
You hear people say, "Well, that team is not good against really good teams," or that hitter's not good against good pitchers. Well, duh, that's a good pitcher. He's not some cretin out there that's just throwing you lobs. These teams are good, so you can, you hold your own against these good teams and clean up against the bad teams.
Yep.
Back to the series. What struck you in the last series?
I mean, I guess we're talking about we were talking about their inability to put runners across, but on Tuesday, I guess that middle game, they scored 7 runs on 9 hits.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference between Tuesday and Monday and Wednesday is stark.
Yeah. 5 for 10. Tuesday. It got me on the second game too, 6 2-out RBIs. Yeah. What I thought was cool was that Imai came out. He's the girl with the curl. When
Yep.
he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's horrid.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
you keep on looking for the light to completely come on with Imai. And again, we've said it before. He's not the first high dollar free agent to struggle his first year, is he?
Yeah. No, no, especially from Japan. There's been plenty of guys that have come over from Japan and have struggled their first year or 2 years.
Yeah, you remember when her Hideki Arabu came over?
Mhm.
He called him like George Steinbrenner's called him like some fat slob.
Mhm.
What a terrible place to struggle when you're coming from Japan.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah, New York is not the way to go. Have you seen a lot of this video of LA Dodgers fans booing Kyle Tucker? They are
I thought
not
it was the
Kyle
Cubs
Tucker
fan.
fans in the
What?
in LA.
I saw the Cubs fans booed him.
Yeah, well, the Cubs fans are booing Bregman now too. Yeah, no, there's a lot of videos of Kyle Tucker getting boos.
That was weird. What's he hit? He's hitting, he's playing better though, isn't he?
I don't know.
Let me see. What's he doing now? I thought he hit a home run the other day.
Yeah.
But the Dodgers they're down 2-0. They're down 2-0 now. He's hitting 242, 10 and 52. He's not lighting it up.
Nope. He's gone 6 for 14.
What's his OPS now? 700 somewhere in there? I'm not looking at it.
Let me see. 2016 OPS is 718. OPS plus at 100. He's a league
average $60 million player.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodness gracious. No wonder those Dodgers fans are all about him.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I would have loved to have kept him if he wanted to be that. Houston was really the place for Tucker to be.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we are the type of town that I think you feel comfortable.
Well, it's low pressure. He came up with the club. He knows all the guys. Yeah.
He had all his buddies out in right field with the King Tuck hats.
With the crowns out there. Yeah, I think it's interesting to see guys like Tucker and Bregman, and they go out and they catch their free agency, and the change of scenery just doesn't sit well with them.
No. Well, and Bregman did okay in Boston last year. He started off better.
Not too bad.
He tailed off.
Yeah,
he tailed off. But one of the things that people think about Wrigley Field as being a hitter's park. Well, it can be a hitter's park, but if the wind's blowing in, last year I think it was the wind blew in all season. No one scored anything.
Man, yeah, it was. I've been to a couple of games out there, and it's really interesting when you get to experience it in person and feel that wind coming in versus the wind going out.
That's on the list for us to go see.
Yeah.
We're going to. We decided to go Barbados this year instead.
Yeah. Yeah. Next week, Wally's going to be in Barbados while the rest of us.
So, well, I'm going to be in the middle of the week, but next Friday I head off for a week.
Fun.
Did you see that thing where the Astros are looking at potentially Rob Refsnyder, Jorge Soler, and Austin Hayes? Any of those guys interest you?
Man, I guess considering the state of the union, I don't know. Austin Hayes, maybe out of the
Hayes is the only one that
he's probably the only one that I'd be interested in saying bring him in and give him a shot. But then, you send Jake back down, I guess, would have to be the decision.
Yeah, you'll do something with somebody.
Oh, Yiner, come on.
Yeah, that was terrible. Jorge Soler has the Michael Jackson disease when he goes into the outfield. Glove on one hand for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Austin Hayes didn't, he was hurt most of the year.
Yep.
The nice thing about a guy like any of these players is they were signed to major league deals, and the Astros are only responsible for a pro rata of the minimum.
Yep.
So they can.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you much. It doesn't cost you anything but a 40-man roster spot.
Right.
And that's the thing where the Astros are right now is, so what are you gonna
hey, tell me something.
Guys like DeZenzo and
he's got to be at least as good as DeZenzo,
Spence, or some. You're gonna have to start. You're gonna have to make room on that 40-man roster.
Yeah. Question I had is, if they sign Hayes, I guess they sign him for the rest of the season, don't they?
Yeah, you have to give him a major league contract. You have to add him to the 40-man roster. And you have to
DFA him. And
correct.
If you DFA him, you're still responsible for the minimum for the rest of the season, right?
Right. And I don't think that you get that 40-man roster spot back.
Oh, I think you can. If you DFA him, you just got to pay him.
You're probably right on that, but I know that there's a stipulation. No, because he'd be coming as a free agent. You're right. I'm thinking of a waiver claim.
Yeah, no, he'd be a waiver claim, and he'd go on the 40-man. But if the Astros decide he's not any good, I would think they're just on the hook for the salary, because then they would assume that minimum for the salary. Anyway, that's stuff. That's just stuff. What else is big going on with the Astros? When I looked at the last series, a couple things that really were encouraging. Altuve hit. He had, I know he had at least one home run. I didn't put it down, but he had an OPS of 1308. He had 5 hits and had 7 hits and 13 at bats. Walker had a nice series. They made a good point that he's cutting down on his swing. Cam is starting to hit, and that ball tonight that Cam hit into left field was an absolute seed. Did you turn it on before that?
Yeah, I caught that. That was the one that I caught right.
Nice pick by Walker.
Swinging it.
He just got a nothing two-seamer and just knocked it into next week. You think Cam is starting to figure it out?
There's a couple of things that lean me to feeling that way, and then he'll have another at-bat where it looks like he's just kind of lost there again. And they're picking at him on the corners, and he can't get down and out there.
One thing I'm noticing he's doing more is he's really starting to pull the ball with more authority. Yes. Last year, everything was to right field. And I hope he still maintains that right field approach some and then can still jump on it. That'll help him, I think, stay out of more slumps, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he's played pretty well after having rest too. He's still a young guy and getting used to playing, every day out there. You can be a really good athlete, but man, that takes a toll on a body. We've had this conversation the last couple of years about a few players, some of these young guys that come up and, they're only used to playing 100 games in the minors. If they make the playoffs, they come up here and it's a grind, man. And for these guys to have to, to get out there and put their legs under them this many times in the course of a season, they're not used to it.
And think about Cam too. He went straight from Florida State, played a little bit of minor league ball. The Astros got him in the trade, and then he's the starting right fielder, and he played just about every game last year.
Yeah, he played a lot,
and you could see right about this time last year he hit the wall.
Yep.
Now he looked like he was hitting the wall and he was being overwhelmed, but now his batting average is up to about 220 again. Not great, not terrible. He's got some pop. He's back up to 218, and in the last few series, he's really started to play a lot better. Still playing a Gold Glove outfield. If he doesn't win a Gold Glove in right field, there's something wrong. We don't see Willie or Abreu every game, but man, Cam is good.
Yeah, he's good. Man, he's just an athlete.
He sure is.
He can run him down, and man, he can put it together out there. Definitely.
Trying to see what Cam's OPS is right now. It's still at 661, which is, his career OPS is 666. How devilish. And he has got to get better. But we've talked about it before. And Cam's next year is going to be a big year for Cam.
Yep, if there is a next year, but we're not going to speak.
I think there will be. I
don't know. All the talking heads are saying they're not even close on so many things that matter. Yeah, I think. Well, even John Smoltz was on. I don't know what show he was on. Just a couple of days ago, and he's like, "I hope you guys are ready because the battle hasn't really even begun," is what he's saying. Did
you hear Smoltz's idea about a first half and a second half?
I did, and I'd have to go back and really listen to that again and marinate on that, because I'm not sure that I really understand how he's really laying that out or what that really looks like.
His thought. Oh, Tatis just hit a home run, 4-3.
Yep.
His thought was all about competitive balance.
Yeah.
And he said, if you want to get more into a competitive balance, have a first half and a second half. And how you'd work the playoffs if a team won the first and the second half, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand. That's the part that I don't get, because he was saying that a team could make the playoffs based only on their first half performance.
Yeah.
Their first half.
And so what he said, what you get is teams who are not quite as good can be competitive for half the year. But then they can't be competitive for the whole. They don't have enough. They don't have enough staying power.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or they don't have the wherewithal and the tools to do enough at the trade deadline to make a move that means anything.
I'm not sure I like that. I mean, I think
Blanco's done.
Yeah. 4-3, Bennett Sousa coming in. Blanco did what Blanco's done for a lot of this, and he is, he
let him come back.
He does okay, but he's 4 2/3 inning and gives up a home run. The home run ball has been a killer for Blanco.
Yep.
He's getting this is his third or fourth start. This is his third, I think.
This is his third.
Yeah. So he's getting to the point where in this fourth start, he needs to start lengthening it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I get where he's coming from. I don't dig it.
Yeah. I again, I'd have to really listen again and try to understand what he's really talking about, because it didn't make sense to me from just a couple of clips that I saw.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what he's getting. I give him credit for coming up with something that's out of the box.
Oh, sure.
But it's not going to surprise me if the season is delayed next year. I don't think that, especially those lower end players, they can't afford to stay out.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. When you get the players that are in the lower end of the salary grade, yeah, they make $710,000 a year, but most of them don't ever make it to arbitration.
Yeah.
And if they're going to give themselves a base for the rest of their lives, they got to, every game, every year that is delayed or is missed, that hurts them. That hurts them much more than Vladdy Guerrero or Juan Soto.
Yep.
Juan Soto almost makes more in a game than they do a year.
Yeah.
In a weekend, they do in a year.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that to me, that would be the hardest part, would be just seeing some of those guys, just a lot of the guys missing out on a whole season.
Yeah.
Us missing out on a whole season of baseball.
So
Blanco only threw 78 pitches in 4 2/3 there.
Yeah, and he gave that ball that Tatis hit was a meatball, and Tatis did what you're supposed to do with it.
Yep. Only one.
What happened to so
3 walks?
Yeah. So that's what he's got to do. Any other big thoughts? Any other big thoughts coming on?
Man, Brian Abreu looks officially trustworthy again.
Yeah. For now.
Yeah. Yep.
Until he gets back in again.
Yeah.
No, but I think he does too. I mean, he's at least back to what Abreu was. He's at least back to what he was the last couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hunter looked good until the 6th inning. Looked like Hunter until the 6th inning. Wisniewski's actually, I've been pretty impressed with Wisniewski coming back.
I have too.
He went 6 innings and only threw 78 pitches or something like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive.
That's 2 in a row coming off of TJ where he looks good.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Astros need that length in their rotation, because right now the only guys that you can see are truly dependable are Hunter and Lambert. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to the rest of the guys, it's it's like, oof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of questions there. I had some notes in here that I wanted to talk about Altuve.
Yeah, he did. He's been great.
Has he fixed his problem?
We will see.
Yeah, I think we need to ride that out. But he definitely looks a lot better, a lot more comfortable. There for a while, you and I were sending text messages back and forth, like, what is he just whiffing at? Man.
Well, he was.
Let's see. By the end of the Toronto series, so his batting average dropped to 228, July 27th. By the end of the Toronto series, he was back to 244.
Yeah,
multiple hits in 6 of 8 games. His ground ball rate had increased and is now down by 8.5%. So he had gotten all the way up to 49.6% on his ground ball rate. And he's now back down to 41.2. Let's see. Too many balls in the ground.
To me, he looks like he's staying back more.
Yeah. When Joe had said what they were going to do was try to lower his hands, get his front foot down earlier, because he has that scissor kick, and so in a lot of cases with that scissor kick, if your timing is not right on that front foot, that back foot slides out, and then your hips go, and it's a longer path to the baseball. Whereas with that scissor kick, if you get your front foot down sooner, then your hips engage a lot earlier, and it's a shorter path to the baseball. So you're not just whiffing at the ball, which has kind of looked like it's been the case. I'm not a hitting coach. I don't have all the, slow-mo video stuff to really analyze and all of this. So just layman fan here watching Altuve's swing lately. It seems as though that's some of the stuff that they've worked on. I can't tell anything about lowering his hands. I can't really tell. He looks like he's still kind of got the same stance that he normally does. But it does seem as though he's getting the bat around to the ball a lot quicker.
And when we say lowering his hands, they may be just like an inch or two that we would never be able to see on TV.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
But he's 1 for 1 tonight with 2 walks. That's one thing he's done more this year is he's walking more. His OPS is now up to 712.
Yep.
So
well, we've noticed that in whole as a team. On and off through the season. There's been times where where we feel like they're not taking the walks that they deserve. But as a team, it does seem as though they've gone through periods of the season where it looks as though they have, they've really started to take advantage of the walks.
Yeah.
And Altuve's coming back around to one of them for sure.
Yeah, they've picked up 5 already tonight.
Yeah.
And we were laughing, you and I were
it was Robbie Ray, who they are very familiar with.
Yeah, Robbie Ray we were laughing. For those who don't remember, Robbie Ray was the pitcher against Seattle that Jordan hit that home run in game 1 of the 2022 division series. I wonder if he gets PTSD when Jordan comes in. He gets an advanced case of Tourette's when Jordan.
Oh man, go behind the mound and shake it off real quick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he's got. Well, he's out. They've got a.
Yeah, it looks like Matsui's come into.
I got a pitcher. Got a pitcher number 1. And it's not Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, the Astros are up 4-3. They've scored early. They've got Padres are coming back, so we just have to see if they can hold on. This would be a big win to start the road trip because the Rangers won 2-1. They need to keep pace with the Rangers, and after 6, the Rays are still 2-0 over Seattle.
Yep.
Hey, what'd you think about Gabe Spire hitting that guy? I thought it was bullish.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, somebody hit Cal Raleigh with an 0-2 pitch.
Oh, I saw that.
And then Gabe Spire comes back and hits Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it was an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't trying to hit the guy. Come on.
No.
Stupid.
Yeah, you moron. He ought to get 3 games just for being an idiot.
Yeah.
And Cal is and Cal's hitting a lusty 162 with a 575 OPS.
When people say investigate the Rangers 2023 season, I say investigate Cal Raleigh 2025.
That's what happens when you're.
What the heck? Oh, Cam with another one.
Just got another one.
Holy mackerel, that was ripped, bro.
I was looking down. Yeah, that's what, like you and I said earlier in the year, that's what happened. Your pharmacist retires.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rangers.
And Cam took that one at the top of the zone and just launched it tonight.
The Rangers,
Cam, the man.
Rangers just had one of those seasons when they got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
Raleigh, no one's, the thing is with Raleigh, and we're running up against it, is that no one seems to be willing to say what's wrong with Raleigh. That's what's, you get where I'm coming from. It's like no one
absolutely.
Normally,
nobody wants to talk about it.
Here you go. Oh, Jake. You know, it's like no one wants to say, well, his hands are dropping or his load is bad or whatever. It's like it's just a weird silence. And I don't want to say something that we can't prove or, is not,
No,
but
I don't think anybody
it
can prove anything, or if there was something to prove. I mean, yeah, these guys are tested and all that, so
yeah.
you know,
And they've got testing that will test for blockers as well.
yeah, yep.
In fact, that's
Yeah,
usually how they catch them.
It's really hard to get. It's really hard to get anything across any of these days. I mean,
Yeah.
testing is so wild. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But we've got
we're
this series.
40 minutes in, so yeah,
We've got the Astros are up 5-3. Let's hope they can finish this series off. Then we'll just see what happens the end of the weekend, and they go to San Francisco, and then we'll just see how it goes. Keep on winning.
keep
Win
on trucking.
today's game. Win today's game. Let's let next week take care of itself.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, well, we'll let you guys get back to the game. I'm Ryan. That's my man Wally. This was another episode of Dirt Diamond Sports Talk. Proud member of the Spark Podcast Network. Catch up with us on all of your podcast apps, wherever you listen. As many of you know, there's quite a few of you watching us live on the X right now. We appreciate you guys. Hey, next time you hop in, shoot us a comment, give us a little something to chit chat about, and we'll pull them in here and we'll throw it around. So until next time, I'm Ryan. That is my man Wally. Let's go, Astros.